This might take us a while, yeah. I left all the doors unlocked and you said you're on your way. When you get here, don't you say a word, got no time to play.
Alright, you guys, I have a I don't even know, not so great update, but also it's not like horrendous update. So basically, I had been hoping that I was going to get, well, I was supposed to have an interview today, and basically for the job that was going to be out of state. And they emailed me this morning basically saying that the position is not concrete, and essentially like they don't have a position for me to fill at this moment, but that they would keep my resume on file, and that I was gonna be on a I can't remember what list they said, but basically like it wasn't a no, just basically they don't have something for me right now. And so my interview was canceled, and I didn't notice. They sent this to me at 9 a.m., but I didn't notice until, or see it until right before I thought I was gonna be interviewing. So, and I feel like yesterday I was getting really discouraged because I'm like, I don't want to get my hopes up to be disappointed. And so this is was kind of disappointing. And again, is why I don't like getting my hopes up about things, because a lot of times they don't work out. A lot of times I will like plan or hope for something and they don't work out the way I wanted it to. So this is kind of just another disappointing, I guess, result that I wasn't hoping for. And I don't know, it was kind of like, I don't know, I just feel very discouraged because I was really, really hoping that position was going to work out. And it just seems like another, I guess no, or not right now. I mean, I've heard no back for sure from a few places, so I really don't know what I'm gonna do. On the brighter side of things, I've been sending my mom, or I should say I started sending my mom money to save for me, so that I'm not tempted to pull from my savings, because I don't trust myself. So I do think I will be able to save $2,000 by the end of this month. Also, I made more from YouTube than I was expecting, so that's gonna help me a lot hit my savings for the month. But then after that, I still don't really have like a plan. I don't know where I'm going to be moving, and it's like there's no point in looking right now because I don't have money to pay for things. So I was kind of trying to wait till I have enough money saved to start looking for places. So my dad wants me to be moved out by the end of October, but I probably won't be able to move until probably the end of November, if I have the amount, if I have at least 2,000 saved. Whew. So I don't know. I'm trying to stay positive about things, but that was just another kind of, I guess, chip in my things not working out how I hoped they would, basically. So I guess I'm just gonna have to I don't know, recalibrate my plan. But I really don't know what Okay, let me not start crying. I don't know. It's not the end of the world. I just really don't feel confident moving out right now with the job that I have. And trying to find another job has not been very successful for me. Let me turn to Target actually. I've been trying to get a second job and that hasn't been working out for me either. So I really don't have a solid plan right now. It looks like there was an accident over here. I really don't have a solid plan right now to move forward, but we're just gonna trust that things will work out how they need to. I've just been having like a lot of anxiety about my whole situation because I'm just like, I have so much pressure on me and so many things that I just don't have a plan for at the end of the day. And I don't know, I feel like all of the news. Can you get on your side of the road, Grandpa? You're looking at me like I'm in the way. You're driving in the middle of the road. Clearly not in the best mood. But it's gonna be okay. I also got a half day at work, which I kind of need, just like a mental health day, honestly, because after I found out basically at work, I was, stressing all of yesterday about this interview just for it to not happen. And I mean, it really is just like another disappointing thing. Just taking deep breaths. I just keep telling myself everything's gonna be okay. Not let stuff get to me. But this is what I mean when I say, like, people are so quick to be like, just get a job, just get a better job, just get another job. And it's just multiple jobs keep telling me no or not right now, even with a part-time job in retail. Like, I applied for Home Goods, called them back about my interview, no one's answered. Burlington, tried to get a part-time job at Burlington, and that also didn't work out. I don't know, I could try Best Buy, but I just feel like very uncertain right now trying to get a place with the income. Like, I know I'll be able to save I should be able to save at least $2,000, but I don't feel like that's going to be enough because I want to be able to pay at least 3 months rent, and $2,000 is maybe 2 months rent. Most places that I've found are at least $1,000 a month. Tried to find a roommate, and I have like an old coworker from a job who was willing to be my roommate, but she doesn't have a car, and it would be putting, I guess, like additional, I basically have to like help her get everywhere, which is not that I'm not willing to do, but it's just a lot because we don't work at the same place either. She works at a different place than me, and I also don't know like how soon she's able to move, and I don't want to I don't want to have to rely on my roommate, but I mean, I have a friend who said I could live with her in Atlanta, but I don't have a job in Atlanta, and I really don't want to live in Atlanta. I can't tell you why, I just don't want to live in Atlanta. The cost of living in Atlanta is also ridiculous. And even my friend who said I could live with her, the rent for her place is like would be $900. Which, if I'm gonna pay $900, I'd rather have my own place. But also, I need to have a job in Atlanta. And I don't know why, guys, but I was just like, if I have to move, I'd rather move out of state. But obviously, that's maybe not the best plan. It's just, I don't want to live here anymore. But I really don't have a job lined up anywhere out of state. I have my job where I currently am. My job is just, again, I'm doing okay. Like, my finances are better than where I was. I make enough to, like, afford, I don't know, guys. I don't know how to explain it. It's like, I don't really make enough to afford my own place, but I make, like, okay money that I can, like, be okay. But, you know, I don't really feel confident. I feel like I would still be stressing out getting my own place. So it's like having all of this pressure, and people keep thinking like my living situation is so secure. Like, my parents don't want me living with them. It's not like my parents are like, oh, you're welcome to stay with us. Like, neither one of my parents actually wants me living with them. I basically am a burden to my dad. You know, he would have loved for me to have been moved out by February of this year. And that's when he actually told me I needed to be moved out, was February of this year. But obviously, with the job situation and me making not even $600 a month, and at that time I had just started my new job and then wasn't even getting paid. My dad didn't actually move to his new house until June. So, and then I started my new job also towards the end or middle of June. So I really had, and then I started this job and was stressed out because I'm like, I don't know if the hours are going to be what I need them to be. I'm tired of switching jobs too. Like, if I'm going to get another job, I want it to be something that is actually decent paying. And again, I'm just like, I'm tired of having to switch jobs, tired of having to apply for more jobs. And I'm like, I'm trying to do my best and not be wasteful with the money I'm making right now, which is why I put myself on the $100 a week budget, which I feel like I've been not sticking to, but also it's not like bad. I don't know how else to explain it. Like, I really haven't been shopping. I haven't been doing over shopping or overspending, but I also at the same time know like I could do better. But having like so much pressure on me to like do something, they say diamonds are made under pressure, but I don't know. It's just a lot, guys. It's a lot. I would have hoped to have like a better positive update, but like I said, it's just feels like a lot of things never work out how I want them to. And I'm not saying that like blaming everything, like I'm not blaming my whole situation on other people. It's just I'm tired of getting my hopes up about things working out a certain way, and then they don't end up working out, and then I'm like disappointed, and then have to refigure everything out again. And I don't want to feel like I'm complaining all the time. It's just frustrating. I just want things to work out. I'm not really in a position right now either where I'm just like, you can go back, like try to go back to school, try to do this. Like, I feel like right now my number one, I guess, stressor is my living situation. Once I get my living situation squared away, I can focus on my debt and everything, but it's just really stressful. I'm like so scared I'm gonna end up homeless or having to live in my car, which I know that's not the end of the world, but that's just not an option. Or not, let me say this, it's just not something I want to have to do. But I know like a lot of people end up in those situations, and that's so unfortunate. But it's like I'm trying to do everything I can to like avoid either having to be homeless or having to live in my car, but it just keeps feeling like that's where I'm headed. Oh. And I guess that's like one of my big fears right now. So yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna put all of my, I'm not gonna, I can't blame all of my problems on those things. It's really just a matter of, do I know for a fact, like, things are gonna work out in my favor right now? No, it's just like I keep hoping. All I really have is like hope. And my actions, and I have control over my actions and my choices. So I was supposed to be going on a birthday trip for my friend's 30th birthday in December. I had to pull out of that. I wanted to go to the beach, canceled that. Don't know if I'm gonna be able to visit my sisters, either of my sisters. It's like I can't plan for anything fun right now. I just have to be in like survival mode, basically. And I'm trying not to put all of my eggs into, getting a job, having a certain job or anything like that, because it seems like anytime I've done it, it doesn't always work out how I'd hope. So right now, guys, I really don't know. I mean, that's kind of like an update, just not another kind of option that I'd hope would work out. Doesn't seem like it's gonna happen. And the reason I keep saying like I don't know it's gonna happen after October is because I really don't. Like, even if I am able to save my $2,000, I don't have a place secured, and I also don't feel confident in being able to find a place. I've been looking, a lot of places just feel like they're out of my budget. I mean, I've considered also just finding a room, but I also haven't found like a room either. Trying to find roommates on Facebook is also hard. I mean, whatever happens, I'm sure I'll be fine, but I really think it's just the not knowing how it's gonna work out, or really just not seeing, like I'm not seeing how it's gonna work out for me. And I have been praying about my situation and everything, but I really just think it's not gonna be, like, I'm just not in control of the situation at this point. Like, I don't have control the way I want to, the way I'd like to. I don't have control over how things work out. I wish I could. I wish I did. I wish I could say, you know, I'll for sure be able to just get my own place, and I'll for sure have all of these stuff, and I'll for sure have this job, and I'll for sure have a second job. Like, those are all things that I've hoped for and tried to make happen, but it's like I want so much to feel in control of things, but in reality, I don't feel like I'm in control of a lot of things right now. And I think that's what makes me get really overwhelmed, is I feel like I'm still putting all this pressure on myself to have all the answers and to be the solution to my problems. But I really don't have the, I really don't feel like I have the solution right now. I have, like, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm trying to do, but trying to do something versus that thing actually happening is very different. You know, I can plan for, you know, I'm gonna get a better job. I can say I'm gonna try to get a second job, and I can plan for that things, but like making those things happen is not, you know, explicitly, I guess, in my control. I've applied for jobs on USA.gov. I've applied for jobs on Georgia website. Like, jobs, I mean, what's that place? I don't know, guys. I'm just tired of getting my hopes up for things. I'm tired of getting my hopes up for jobs to work out and then them not getting them. And maybe, I mean, I don't know. I maybe just have to let go of the things that I want or think are gonna help me at this point, because it's like there's been a lot of, you know, good things happening, but it just feels like the same. I just have that weight, like my whole living situation hanging over my head. At times, it's like thinking about all of my debt can be overwhelming too, and I really just kind of ignore it. And I always think, like, I don't know, like my plan for doing things or how I'm gonna work on situations is always depending on something that's out of my control. Like, oh, if I get this job, then I'll be able to afford my own place. And oh, if I get this job, I'll be able to pay off my debt. And oh, if this happens, then I'll be alright. Sorry, y'all, my phone overheated. But anyways, we're gonna try not to overthink my situation and let myself get overwhelmed, because it's all part of God's plan, I guess. But like I said, like I felt like not to get my hopes up about this job working out, because I don't know, I put too much maybe faith into, well, I don't want to say faith, I just really was hoping that job would work out for me, but everything happens for a reason, and things don't always go as planned. That's okay. All you can do is keep trying, keep pushing forward, and try to just, stay positive and hold on to, or I should say, really just trust that everything is going to work out how it's supposed to. Regardless of my situation, I feel like I've always been just fine. It's not life or death. It's really just me not wanting to be homeless, and also me just wanting to feel confident in my ability to get my own place, which right now is not very high because of my income not being exactly what I would want it to be. But I will be able to save at least $2,000 by the end of this month, so that's, I guess, what I'm going to focus on now. My hours are still touch and go, and this is the other kind of issue, guys. So, like when my clients cancel, like this afternoon, my afternoon client canceled, I don't have control over that situation, but I also can't control for when that happens, right? I go to work every day expecting to have a morning and afternoon client, but if my afternoon, because I am full-time, right now I have a full-time job, as long as both of my clients show up, I'm working at least 35 hours a week. And basically, I always go to work expecting to have a full day, but stuff like this happens a lot, unfortunately, and it's out of my control. So even if I had a second job, it's like I can't work that job anytime this job, like I don't have an afternoon client, I can't just show up to another job being like, oh, I guess I can work here because my client didn't show up this afternoon. Like, there's not another job like that where I can really schedule around an unplanned absence or something like that. So that's kind of like the biggest issue. And most of the time, I don't get off work till between 4:30 and 5 is when I get off work. And a lot of the jobs I would want to work with in the afternoon, you basically have to be able to come in at 5, which I wouldn't be able to do because I don't get off of work until between 4:30 to 5. So unless there was a place I could come in after 6, which I thought would be the case at Burlington, but then they ended up not hiring me, and also I think I would have still had to been able to come in at 5. Whew. Anyways, guys, we're just gonna keep it pushing. I'm not gonna keep letting myself get stressed out over things I can't control. Everything's gonna work out exactly how it's meant to. Trust God's plan, and just, that's all I'm gonna do. I'm tired of crying and getting frustrated and disappointed. Like, I'm just tired. That's why I'm honestly too, it's just like I don't want to keep applying for jobs, because I feel like every time I do that I get my hopes up about something and it doesn't work out, and it's like I'm still trusting God, the jobs, and not trusting God, and that's not helping my situation. So yeah.